How different is Clemson when compared to Oklahoma?
I mean, there's not too much of a difference. You know, it's still one of the four best teams in the country, and I feel like we still got to go out and play Bama football. I mean, Oklahoma may probably had a more elusive quarterback. You know, Clemson does, so but that's probably the only difference that I see.
Does this matchup kind of start feeling like Cavs Warriors, where you're just expected every single year?
I guess you can say that. I mean, this is my third year playing them straight, and some of our other guys 4 years playing them. And I mean, I guess we both just end up being able to play each other every year in the playoffs. I mean, they got a great program with Coach Dabo, and I feel like we got one of the greatest coaches in the world as well. So I feel like that plays a big role in us meeting every year.
Do they play kind of like you guys? The style similar, Clemson and Alabama?
I mean, I hear people saying that they got the best defense in the country, and I feel like we got the best defense in the country. We got a great offense. We got a great offense, so I feel like it's similar. So that's why we probably the two last teams in the championship.
Is that where you guys are finding your mental edge? Because last year it was the getting them back from the championship game the year before. Is that where you trying to prove you're the better defense?
I mean, we're not trying to prove anything. I feel like we're just trying to be that team that we know we are. We're just trying to get better every day. We're trying to do all the little things right and just improve every day.
How tough is it to go against a guy like Irv Smith in coverage and keeping a matchup against him?
That's tough. Like Irv, he's kind of like a receiver built. Well, he's big. He's a tight end, but he got skills like a receiver. He's fast. He run precise routes, and I feel like it get hard sometimes. He'll win, I'll win. It'd be vice versa.
I know you're probably not gonna line up one-on-one coverage with him, but a guy like Hunter Renfrow that's been in this game and made big plays in this series, how much are you looking at him almost got to know where he's at every play?
Yeah, we got to. I feel like he's one of the reasons their offense go, and I feel like he make a big impact on their offense, and he's definitely one of those guys we got to watch throughout the game to make sure he's where we expect him to be, and he gets anywhere else we know they kind of might be running something else. So I feel like he plays a big role on their offense, and we definitely got to keep an eye on him.
How much have the coaches been talking to you guys about the penalties in the last game?
Coach Saban, he was pretty mad about it. He said that we got to make sure that we be more disciplined and keep our head, because it's gonna be teams trying to get in our head and trying to throw us off our game. So we got to make sure that we hold each other accountable and just keep playing ball and hitting teams in the mouth, and that'll take up for our talk.
You were pretty vocal on social media about some haters, some of just the criticism. What's at this point of year in your career, is that frustrating? When you deal with some of that, online criticism or whatever it is?
That's not frustrating at all. I mean, I really don't pay attention to it. Sometimes I may run across it and may talk to myself, but I never go back and forth with nobody on social media, because I know God put me in this position to be where I'm at for a reason, and I mean, I thank Him every day for it. So there's no way a person can tell me who doesn't know anything about football. They can tell me nothing. So I just look across it basically.
You have a few people tweet at you after that block.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I feel like it was a good block. I'll do the same thing, but one thing I can say, if that was me doing the blocking, that person would have never got up. I feel like I bounced right back up. I mean, it didn't hurt as much, but I feel like he made a great play, and that gave him great momentum to go down and score on that drive.
Do you stay in the game after that?
Of course.
Did you cut weight before the season, and how hard is it to maintain your weight over the course of a 15-game season?
It's not hard at all. I mean, sometimes we may get a few breaks, 2 or 3 days, and you may go home, or you just trying to recover, so you're really not working out. You may can pick up a little weight, but once you get back to football, it's easy to get it off, and it's not really hard to maintain, I don't think.
What's your ideal weight right now?
My weight?
Yeah. Like
237.
Yeah.
Is it, when you face a familiar opponent, is it easy to prepare for, or is it tougher?
I definitely would say it's tougher, because they're not going to do the same thing they did last year, especially if a team lost.
Right.
So it's like, you got to expect the unexpected, and, you just got to make sure that everybody play hard and stay sound and make sure that we communicate.
You you're one of several juniors in this junior class that has a big decision to make after the year. Does that add any extra motivation going into this game, knowing, based off what you decide later, that this could be, you know, the last game for y'all?
Not at all. I mean, I feel like, you know, when that time comes, I'll sit down with my family and talk about it and do what's best for me and my family. But as of right now, you know, I'm focused on Clemson, trying to win another national championship, and, you know, we'll decide, me and my family will decide after that.
Now that the NFL season's over, you think you guys are bringing Tony Brown for a motivational speech after Clemson last year?
I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know.
How important is it for some of those young linebackers to kind of stay locked in this week with the possibility that Christian could play or could not play?
It's important. I mean, I feel like they've been doing a good job of that all year with, you know, guys that's behind Christian. And, you know, I wouldn't doubt, you know, the next guy come in, we wouldn't miss a beat. So it's all about, you know, us just, you know, making sure that all the young guys are really locked in this week because, you know, anything can happen in this last game.
I know he's an inside linebacker. Go ahead. I don't want to.
How big has Christian been? He kind of gone under the radar, put up some good stats, but really maybe not as well known nationally as others on this defense. So how vital has he been to that pass rush and this defense this year?
He's been doing great. You know, I feel like, you know, he is a guy that don't get enough recognition, and I feel like, you know, he's like very hard to block coming off the edge, and he make a lot of plays for us. He make a lot of sacks, and I feel like, you know, he plays a big role in his defense. He's a great leader. Some of the guys like me, myself, look up to him, and I feel like, like I said, he plays a big role. Like, everybody, you know, admire Christian hard work and the things that he did for this program. So, you know, hopefully, I hope he, you know, be able to come back to play his last game, you know, at this university.
All right, thanks, man.